Hey guys, today we're going to be talking about dwarf hamsters and answering the question, do dwarf hamsters need to live in pairs? The short and simple answer to this question is no, it is completely optional. To clarify which species of hamster are dwarf hamster, we're talking about winter white Russian dwarfs, Campbell's Russian dwarfs, and Roborovsky dwarfs. Dwarf hamsters are naturally social within their own species, so winter whites can be social with other winter whites, Campbell's can be social with other Campbells, and Roborovskys can be social with other Roborovskys. But you shouldn't be keeping different species of dwarf hamster together, because they wouldn't naturally meet or live together in the wild. Because dwarf hamsters can be social, that's where the misconception that they have to live in pairs comes from. People often get a little confused as well when you compare dwarf hamsters to other sociable animals that have to live in pairs, such as rats, female mice, gerbils. There's a lot of small animals that need to live in pairs in order to stay healthy and happy, but dwarf hamsters do not fall into this category. It's completely optional for them. Now, of course, there can be a lot of benefits for dwarf hamsters living in pairs or groups, but you should only consider taking in a pair or group of dwarf hamsters if you, of course, have the ability to house multiple hamsters, and also if you have the ability to have separate cages for each of them, just in case they need separating, which is always a possibility. There's absolutely no perfect way of guessing whether a pair of dwarf hamsters will get along fine for the rest of their life, even if they come from the same litter and have been together since they were pups. Generally speaking, if you don't have any troubles with a pair in the first 3 or 4 months, then you're not likely to have any troubles, but that's still no guarantee that they won't fall out later on. Sometimes it can be an issue with dominance, sometimes it can be a stressful situation that triggers fighting, sometimes it can just be a simple case of their personalities not meshing, but unfortunately, none of these are things you can predict. So you should always be prepared for the potential that if you get a pair or group, they may need separating. If you don't have the ability or space to have potential extra cages, or you just don't want to put yourself into that situation, then a single dwarf hamster is going to be the best option for you. As with any hamster, you do need to make sure that a single dwarf has plenty of stimulation, plenty of things to do, and if it enjoys interacting with humans, then socialize with it as much as you possibly can. One of the greatest upsides to having a single dwarf hamster is they'll often build stronger bonds with their owners than pairs and groups do. Now, some dwarf hamsters, and this is only a very small percentage of them, are total loners by personality, meaning they don't enjoy socializing with other dwarf hamsters or humans. So for these hamsters, you really need to put a lot of effort into making their habitat as enriching as possible. I've personally found that with these loner dwarf hamsters, natural style cages work really well for them. The bottom line is, whether you're getting a single dwarf, a pair of dwarfs, or a group of dwarfs, as long as you are caring for them properly, they will be just as happy. If you found this video helpful, please don't forget to leave a thumbs up. You can also share it with your friends and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye!